Ask yourself this one question. How different would my life be if I could go the next 12 months without looking at pornography? What goals and dreams could I accomplish? What relationships could I attain? What physical fitness could I achieve? Who could I become at the end of this year if I was able to remain porn free? Well, brother, my goal in this episode of the Rebuilt Man is to give you the 12 rules to go the next 12 months without pornography. But before we do that, guys, let me quickly remind you who we are and what we do here. My name is Coach Frank Rich, founder of Rebuilt Recovery, and this is the Rebuilt Man podcast. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on because we are dropping 3 episodes here every single week. And if you're tuning in on the audio side, guys, we appreciate your support. Make sure to leave us a 5-star rating and written review. And if you got value out of this episode, make sure to share it with as many people as possible. But 12 rules to go the next 12 months without pornography so that you can break free from this addiction, transcend the behavior that is keeping you shackled to mediocrity, and go on to become the man that you have been called to be. What we've done, guys, is we've broken these 12 rules down into 3 phases. Okay. Look at them as steps, look at them as principles, look at them as rules for living out a porn free life. But I'm gonna give each one to you here individually, break them down, give you some steps to actually make this a reality in your life. If you stick around to the end of the training, I'm gonna give you a free training and blueprint on how to create the vision for your life without pornography. But the first rule to going the next 12 months, the first rule to getting free from this addiction is to actually admit and identify that there is a problem and make the commitment to change. Okay. If you aren't honest with yourself about what is actually happening, and if you haven't accepted that pornography is a problem in your life, then brother, I can guarantee you will never be able to get free from this addiction. You got to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be honest and say, hey, brother, there's something going on in your life. There's a behavior that is keeping you shackled to mediocrity and is holding you back from becoming the man that you can become. And I'm committing myself to doing whatever it takes. I'm committing myself to following through and executing on these 12 rules. The second rule is to identify all the ways in which pornography has negatively impacted your life. Yes, you got to get really, really clear on how it's holding you back. If you aren't clear on how it's holding you back, you're never going to be able to get clear on how you need to change. How is it impacting your ability to create meaningful and lasting relationships? How is it impacting your ability to go out there and pursue meaningful goals? How is it impacting your mental health, which is playing a role in your physical health and condition? So get really, really clear on the negative impact. Once you know what the negative impact, it moves us on to the third rule here, and that's to write out a plan for the man that you can become without pornography. After 12 months from now, what will your life look like? Get really, really clear on this. Turn it into a dream vision board. Write it out in a journal. Read it to yourself every single day. What do your relationships look like? What does your bank finances look like? What does your job? What does your passions and pursuits? What does your physical fitness look like? Give you something massively inspiring to work towards on a daily basis. Once you know what the plan is, that moves us on to our fourth rule here, and is to recruit the support, help, and accountability that you are going to need. Brother, I'm going to tell you, you will not transcend this addiction. You will not get free from pornography trying to do it on your own. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety. The opposite of addiction is the community and the connection that we build in our pathway to society, to sobriety. You know, if you think about any successful addiction organization in the world, looking at 12 steps, celebrate recovery, any successful organization that has stood the stand of time, they know the role and importance of community. So make sure that you get the help, recruit, support, and accountability that you need. So those are the first 4 rules built into our first phase of awareness. The second phase is action, taking action on what we got radically clear on. So that takes us to the 5th rule, and it is a weekly and daily fasting practice. What we recommend here is daily intermittent fasting, somewhere in a 16-8 window, maybe 18-6 eating window, but then having a weekly 24-hour fast. This is a practice in learning to deny yourself. This is a practice in learning to say no. This is a practice in learning and building self-control and discipline. If you don't have it in that area of your life, brother, I'm going to guarantee you're never going to build it in any area of your life. The 6th rule is to have a daily practice of prayer, gratitude, and or meditation, something where you find silence in your day. You seek clarity, you seek connection, you seek gratitude, and you learn to just sit and rest in your thoughts without distractions. Pornography distracts us from our lives. Pornography distracts us from our relationships. Pornography distracts us from pursuing our goals. We got to begin to get intentional about seeking isolation, seeking awareness, and not distracting ourselves. Once we've taken action on the sixth rule here, we're going to move on to the seventh rule, and that is regular acts of service. Right now, when you're caught up in your pornography addiction, you are using people as objects for self-gratifying pleasure. That gives you a perspective of how you see them when you step out into the world. These are not people that you are here to love and serve and show up for. These are people that you are here to use for your own personal satisfaction. We got to change the way we see people. We got to be intentional about doing that. And that's living in a state of service on a daily basis. You know, Christ called us to be servant leaders in our life. So if you're running organizations, if you're running a family, if you're building a business, if you're a leader in your community, you need to become a servant leader. But if you're not in an area of leadership, you still have opportunities to help others. So look for daily ways that you can do random acts of kindness. Go feed the homeless, go pick up trash at a park. Go out of your way to do things for other people, and brother, watch your life transform right in front of you. The eighth rule is to find the way and find strength and courage in sharing your story. If you're struggling with things and you're not openly discussing them, that means you are still giving power to said thing. And if you're trying to break through from an addiction without having regular conversations with people, which we talked about in step 4 or in rule 4, getting the help and support and accountability that you need. Well, in these weekly conversations with these others, share what's going on in your life. Where were you struggling? Where were you triggered? Where were you stressed? Where were you thinking about potentially returning back? Get radical honesty on a regular basis by sharing your story with others. So that's going to move us into the third phase of these rules, and that's going to be attainment. Once you begin to actually live this out as the man that no longer looks at pornography, how do you sustain this? How do you attain this for a long period of time? And it starts with doing hard things on a daily basis. That's rule number 9, is seek regular adversity. Get in the gym, do ball crushing workouts, get in a cold plunge, begin to learn new skills. That actually takes us into the ninth rule, okay? I'm sorry, rule number 10 is learning new skills and relentlessly pursuing new goals. A part of our recovery process needs to be the rewiring of our brain. And we rewire our brain through neuroplasticity by putting ourselves into experiences that we are not familiar with. If all we did are the things that we already know how to do, then we're lacking the opportunity for change. So we got to learn to do new things. We got to put ourselves in tough positions. We got to physically learn new skills. We got to mentally challenge ourselves in ways that we've never been before. So rule number 9 is to do hard things, seek adversity on a daily basis. Rule number 10 is to learn new skills and pursue new goals. Rule number 11 is keeping the promises that you make to yourself on a daily basis. Become a man of honor, become a man of integrity, become a man that when I say I'm going to do X thing actually gets done. That way, when you say, I'm no longer looking at pornography, your life is that where you no longer look at pornography. So, the 11th rule of going the next year without pornography and beyond is to keep the promises you make to yourself. And the 12th rule is to find a way to become a mentor or support for somebody else. This is what has made 12 steps in AA so radically successful for over 100 plus years. Is their system is built on a hierarchy of once you begin to move up the ranks and you get your coins, you then become a sponsor or a mentor to others. I can tell you from me, having the podcast, having all the work that we're doing here at Rebuild Recovery has played a massive role in my ability to stay free for these last 4 going on 5 years now at this point, coming up in February of 2024, guys. But if you can find a way to be a mentor, be a guide, be somebody that others look at for help and support, it will force you to level up. It will force you to continue to grow. It will force you to live your life in a way of honor and integrity, guys. So those are the 12 rules, guys. Take action on these. And I guarantee that if you live them out on a day-to-day basis and you're intentional about your efforts and you're intentional about the things that you do not consume, you will stay porn free, guaranteed, guys. And I promise you here at the beginning of the video, if you stuck around till the end, I'm going to give you a 5-step training on getting clear on the man that you can become. Okay, this is a free training we did a few weeks back. If you visit www.rebuiltrecovery.com/vision, you can enter your email address and we'll send the training over to you guys right away. But take action on these 12 steps, guys. It's the beginning of the year. Set goals, set some resolutions, make the commitment to yourself that this is the year you break this addiction once and for all. Coach Frank Rich here at Rebuilt Recovery. We love you guys. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share this with as many people as possible. But we'll see you in the next one. God bless you guys.